Bernard Tobin here at the World Dairy Expo. Always fun to come down here and meet farmers, especially farmers from Wisconsin. And I'm catching up with Alan Sigurdsen. He's a dairy farmer from Barron, Wisconsin. And we're going to talk about this industry and what's happening. How's it going, Alan?
It's going real good. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your farm. You milk about 250 cows?
We milk 250 cows, 80 miles northwest of Minneapolis, St. Paul. I have 2 children involved on the farm. And so, yeah.
Now, you're a family farmer, 250 cows. Talk about, I guess, 4 years of really tough milk prices. How are you doing?
The dairy industry is troubling at the moment. We're okay as far as economics, but there are a lot of family farms that aren't. And so I'm very concerned for them. I'm concerned for our infrastructure. I'm concerned for all the suppliers and the people involved in the dairy industry in our community and nationally also.
I want to ask you about, have you been following, NAFTA, the renegotiation, obviously the new USMCA, the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement? What do you know about it? What are your neighboring dairy farmers saying about it?
Well, I've been following the NAFTA agreement negotiations as best as I can with the news media that we have. I've been actually following some of it through the Canadian media. So I'm trying to get a picture of both sides. And so my feeling about it is I'm not real sure that it's as important as what they want us to believe it is.
Now, you say important, meaning like, getting access to the Canadian market is not going to solve all our problems or, really have a big impact. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that's true. I'm not thinking that it's as big impact as what they want us to believe. I believe it's rather political, which is obvious. But so is that going to help our milk check bottom line? I'm not so sure.
Yeah. I talked to Professor Mark Stevenson at the University of Wisconsin-Madison here at World Dairy, and he basically said, Bernard, it's more pennies and nickels on the milk check, because Canada's not a very big market, and more access to that probably isn't going to be, I guess, the answer to our problems.
Pennies and nickels aren't going to help us at the moment. It's going to take more like dollars.
Yeah. So where do these dollars come from your perspective, Alan? I mean, obviously, you listen to Donald Trump, you listen to your local politicians. What are they telling you? And, where are the answers, you think?
Our local politicians tend to be fairly quiet, I believe. I think they're confused, maybe not really wanting to man up or to dig deep. I believe that there's some ideas there. I believe there's a lot of dairy farmers looking for answers. I think that there's a trend looking for some form of a supply management or maybe milk reduction of whatever nature you want to put on it for a name. But I think there's a great concern out in the neighborhood.
Now, you said, you're interested in supply management, the whole idea of, having some type of controls because, I guess the free flowing of milk down here isn't getting it done.
I believe it's not getting it done. It's creating a real problem. We have expansions that haven't quit. We have farms today, entities going to 100,000 cows. I mean, they're going to monopolize the market. We don't seem to have any form of stopping the supply of milk.
Now, you milk 250 cows, and I guess in the big scheme of things down here, that's a small farm, and it's a rather large farm. When you look at averages in Canada, what's your future? What do you tell your kids?
Yes, 20 years ago that was a fair-sized farm in Wisconsin. Today it's not. We don't even know how to put a number on what size a farm is anymore. It's we don't know what is enough anymore to sustain a cash flow and to to make a living. So very confusing times. What do I tell my children? Basically, I sent my one daughter, she went back to school to do another master's program, and my son, I don't know. I mean, where do we go? We're in limbo.
Well, Alan, I want to thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate your sentiments, and as I say, hopefully we'll see you back here next year, and things will be a little brighter. We'll have a little better prices, and we'll take it one step at a time.
Thank you.